found some navy fabric at the thrift store, and I plan to make this into a sailor's dress, and I'm going to be using a 50s inspired dress as a template. Originally I thought I would cut the whole circle, I would cut the whole waist bottom in one piece, but I see that this dress has a seam, so I'm going to sort of copy the same thing. I will start off by layering the navy fabric over it and then cutting with excess for the seams. I've laid the dress over the fabric and I'm going to start pinning it. And then when I cut it, I will allow for extra seam. Time to start cutting. The front part of the skirt is cut out. And now I'm going to cut out the back part. I have the first part of the skirt folded in half and pinned. And then I am going to double fold the fabric and cut it out. And then all the way down the back, cut that down so that when I add the zipper in, it'll look a lot neater. I have pinned everything on, and now it is time to cut. Everything is cut out now for the bottom part, and now it is time to put the pins into the hem and iron it so that it stays straight, and then sew it and sew all of the pieces together. To make my sewing more precise, I'm going to iron the hem in. Next I have some white fabric that I am going to sew onto the bottom. I don't have ribbon, unfortunately, and just to save myself some time, I'm going to iron it into the shape that I want and then pin it onto the dress. I've pinned the white all along the bottom, so I'm going to sew the two of them and then sew the skirt together. I am sewing the white on. Sewing the white onto the bottom, and now to flip it over and pin the seams. Now I have to sew the two side seams together, leaving the middle one down the back because a zipper will be put in, and I don't know the exact proportions of that just yet. I'm laying the top down on the fabric again, but it is cut into 3 panels, so what will be easier is to cut out a pattern first. The 3 panels will make it easier to form the dress to my body and make it look more cinched, which is pretty cool. I'm pinning the front pattern on, that is the middle part, and then the second part I've only needed to cut out one because fortunately this fabric is the same on both sides, so all I'll need to do to create the side panels is just to fold the fabric over. I've cut the first part out, and now it's time to do the second. All of the patterns were cut out. Now, in order to make sense of them, I'm going to pin them on my dressmaker's doll. I'm going to start pinning the pattern on and see how it works out. The back part is a little bit easier because it's only 2 panels which have dual darts in them, again for the fittedness. So I will pattern it out and then fold the fabric over again and cut that out. Then pinning the front. This is some of the most complicated pinning that I've ever done. The sleeve was by far the hardest to pattern out because I couldn't deconstruct it from the dress, but I have something that doesn't really look like a sleeve. This I am very nervous about, but I have done it a little bit big so I can always take in and perfect it. To start sewing the final pieces, and then I will put the zipper in. I'll need to sew the zipper in, but I'm done pinning it, which was really complex, and I'm very pleased so far. This is it on the right way around, so I'll just need to put a hem in here to make it pretty, and then insert the zipper. I'm pinning the zipper in and any last pieces that need seams, hems, and fixes. Yeah, I'm going to put a white sort of handkerchief around the back of the neck with 2 little ties in the front. So I'm going to cut out the first and then sew the tie parts onto afterwards. Once again, I don't have ribbon, but I have extra of this fabric, so I'm pinning it to make it into a straight line. I will press it or iron it and then sew onto my little bib. I have all of the seams pressed to the inside, and then this is going to fold over. I'll sew it inside out, and then I am going to pin and then sew the blue all around onto just one side and then turn it inside out and sew it. I wasn't paying attention, so I pinned this upside down, but I've pinned it the right way around, and now I'm going to sew the blue on first. I'm sewing the kerchief, handkerchief inside out, and then once it's done, I'm going to flip it around and finish the final seam where I leave a gap to turn it the right way around. I've cut out my little pieces for the front ties. I'm going to sew them, they're double each, and then turn them inside out and attach them to my little kerchief. The two sides are sewn together. I've left it open at the top here so that I can turn it inside out. When I've turned them inside out, they have a little bit of a funny shape, so I'm going to press them with the iron to get them to lie nicely. And here is the final product ready to be draped over the back of the dress.